Around the world, the rising stars of fashion spend countless hours reinventing and reinterpreting clothing. Using today's modern technology and age-old craftsmanship, a designer blends together distinctive signature details to make each garment unique. A dash of fantasy, and the fabrics come to life. Clothing you'll want to keep your eyes on, from the designers to watch. In London, a young Turk is the designer to watch. His impeccably tailored line of modern clothing is making fashion headlines around the world. He's 32-year-old Rifat Ozbek. Born and raised in Istanbul, Ozbek's exotic and romantic background is evident today in the softly elegant lines of his designs.
I call it the Arabian Nights. It was like my sort of idea of what the East is like, from like Hollywood movies or fairy tales, 1001 Nights. So it's a mixture of everything, really. And some of the outfits with the gold buttons, they were all sort of inspired by palace guards in Morocco, and the evening wear is called the opulent Ottomans, which they were like, it has to be very easy and comfortable. And I believe it shouldn't really attract too much attention. Someone who's wearing them should easily be able to walk on the street without everyone looking at them, but still look wonderful. But in the evening, I think you should get away from all that and get into a fantasy world and wear bright colors, and it's nighttime, it's different.
Inspired by 1001 Nights, Ozbek's collection combines the tradition of 18th century Turkey with its richly tailored elegance.
I have to enjoy to do it. That's why I change my themes all the time. I'm in a world of my own. If I believe that this is the right thing to do at the moment, I do it. So I guess for me, it's a way of reflecting my time.
Not the serious side of fashion, Franco Moschino is the designer to watch. Moschino mixes fashion classics with all-out fun.
I think that fashion should be fun for everybody. It's not only for me, it should be really for everybody. Fashion is not something sad. It has to be something that has to decorate our body and make us happy. It's not dramatic. It has to be fun. Because I like joking on status symbols like Chanel, Louis Vuitton, many other names. And also because I think they both may, as many others, create a real status symbol. I mean, there are so many things pretending to be Chanel or pretending to be Louis Vuitton or pretending to be anything else, and I like to joke with this because I think the formula that Chanel found, and many others, I think Chanel very much, it's so perfect. All that gold around the neck is so wonderful. I prefer classic in anything. In food, love, and everything, music. That's why I'm so close to classic shapes and fabrics and colors. That's the reason, because I think that everybody has an influence of the past. So it's all this mixture, all this cocktail of things, and that's why it's schizo. I only mixed up all the very classic things and bases and colors and fabrics, but I put them together in a wrong way. I think it's right.
Franco Moschino, creating new fashion classics in Milan. In New York, newcomer David Cameron's flashy collection of Hollywood-inspired glamour made him a star with the fashion press. Cameron continues to make fashion waves with his classical, California-inspired collections of strong colors and simple shapes.
we did try to tone it down a little bit this season, and the shapes were spare, and we didn't layer too much, and we kept everything to a minimum, but I thought it really worked. You know, things looked okay. Coming from California, never really having a fall, I guess fall for me always just meant maybe a windbreaker or a sweater or something, and I kind of tried to interpret that into this collection by sort of taking everything I remember from the beach and from old Beach Boys albums and stuff and translating it into things that I thought looked modern or that looked great on the girls. And I really tried to cut clothes that I saw girls wearing on the street. And the whole point of the collection was, to be honest, I had wanted to work with a wetsuit fabric for a long time, and then was lucky enough to run into somebody who was experimenting with satin that had the look and texture of wetsuit fabric, and so we were really the first people to work with it.
Asdeen Alaya, redefining body dressing in a unique, powerful way. The most towering presence in high fashion right now. He is a fashion visionary who has sent shockwaves through the fashion world. He has become a cult figure as well as an influential designer. He understands women. And women all over the world love the sexy spareness of fashion's tiny giant, Asdeen Alaya. Alaya knows how to show off a woman's body best, and model Elle Macpherson typifies the look.
At 87, he was seen primarily as an American in Paris. Today, he's been wholeheartedly embraced by the French fashion elite. But while he travels the world as a full-fledged Paris designer, Kelly still remains true to his Mississippi roots.
Okay.
You know, that's one thing that's so refreshing. You're not, I thought, you know, I interviewed you like about a year ago, and I thought, okay, by now you'll probably be really jaded because you've got so much publicity. You're, you know, sort of a real big superstar now.
No, I keep telling them I don't have enough publicity. So they say, what are you talking about? I said, well, who's going to buy these clothes if they don't know who we are?
So you're still the same old guy.
Yes.
This is Groove Chat, need a beautiful day. This is Groove Chat, need a beautiful day.
In Toronto recently for a special show at Simpson's downtown store, Patrick Kelly is riding high on a wave of unparalleled, unprecedented success. Since he moved to Paris from the U.S. 9 years ago, Kelly has been a welcome breath of fresh air for a scene which often runs the risk of taking itself too seriously. What was it about Paris that first captured your heart?
Well, when I first went there, I tasted grape. I went to the market that morning, and a friend of mine said, oh, I have one of these, right? And I ate this grape. I said, God, this is great. I said, if the rest of Paris is the way this grape tastes, I'm going to stick around, you know. I'm very easy, you know. I didn't need any special, nothing except for good tasting food.
What about now? Do you feel like a Parisienne? Do you feel like you're really part of that whole scene?
I'm still from the South. More than just USA, I'm still a Southerner, you know. I still open the door for women, and it doesn't bother me. I don't know, I try to say my grace before I eat. I pray before each show. Mm-hmm. And I have a lot of different races of people back there praying, you know, so it's you know, I still like to have fun. I'm more funny than I am Parisian.
But deep South sensibility or not, Patrick Kelly is a bona fide sensation in the City of Lights. His recent Paris show was a smash hit, with star model Toukie Smith, sometimes girlfriend of actor Robert De Niro, strutting her stuff like no other.
It's nice to be able to have a shape and have all this and still be on the runway. That means a lot, okay? Because I'm not a size 6, honey. And when you have all these curves, it's real nice that Patrick understands that. And he does.
There seems to be such a great aura of love surrounding everything you do, radiating from all the people that work with you. And I know it's like one big happy family. All the models really love you, the people that work with you in your studio. Why is that so important for you?
I don't know. It's kind of that, you know, Yanni pink tofu, old leftover hippie, stop in the name of love kind of syndrome, you know. But it works, so it really works.
Stop in the name of love before you break my heart. Stop in the name of love before you break my heart.
I know that's one thing that's really important for you, to create clothes that make women really feel good about themselves.
Yeah. You have to be proud. If you're big, if you're round, if you're skinny, if you're short. If you come to me, you're definitely gonna have a smile because the things are whimsical and I don't know.
But still, your clothes, I mean, a lot of them are real sexy. I mean, very body clinging, and you know, I don't know if a fat woman could really feel comfortable.
But she should, because if she puts on a big tunic, she's still gonna be fat under the tunic. So she might as well be fat with a lycra dress on.
You were recently accepted into the Chambre Syndicale, which is the most prestigious honor imaginable. How did that make you feel when you found out they were going to accept you as the first American into that institution?
We were like really excited. We knew before they announced to us because it was like everybody was talking in the grapevine, you know. And you have to get a sponsor, which was Sonia Raquel and Mr. Berger from Saint Laurent. So we felt that was good. We felt we had a good chance. So when we first heard, we tried not to be too excited because we didn't have the official. And then Mr. Mouclier called us, and we were like screaming and shouting because we were like the first time, like you said, an American, a black, somebody who, like me, who was as controversial too. And well, no, Gauthier was just as controversial too. But it was a big honor to be in the realms of Madame Gray and Mr. Saint Laurent, Sonia Raquel, and people like that. I don't know. I want to have some fun. You know, I don't think you have to not enjoy life just to be successful. And a lot of people take on, oh, when you're successful, you have to be serious and you have to do this and you can't breathe, you can't stand up. Who needs it? I want to have some fun.